Hello, and thank you for your interest in San Diego Community Power, your community-driven provider of cleaner energy in the San Diego region. As a part of Community Power's strategic goals to invest in our communities in a way that deepens our connection to customers, foster relationships with community-based organizations, and implement programs that address community needs, Community Power is seeking to build and leverage regional partnerships with community-based organizations to create shared ownership over our mission and vision. This informational session will provide you with an overview of the San Diego Community Power Network, its proposed outcomes, guidelines, timelines, and benefits. Today, we will take approximately 20 to 25 minutes to provide you with an overview of who Community Power is and how we bring competition into the energy market, share what we are trying to achieve by establishing the power network, as well as specific aspects of the solicitation process, including eligibility criteria, specific questions, and what information you may need to successfully respond to them, and key dates for you to keep in mind. Before we get started, I wanted to take a brief moment to introduce myself. My name is Melissa Elder, and I am the Community Engagement Associate. For those new to the work of San Diego Community Power, I would like to start off by providing you with a brief overview of who we are and how we are working to bring everybody along in the clean energy transition. Community Power is a not-for-profit public agency formed back in 2019 to bring cleaner energy to the San Diego region and introduce competition into the energy marketplace. We initially procured electricity on behalf of customers across the cities of San Diego, Chula Vista, Encinitas, La Mesa, and Imperial Beach. And in 2023, we enrolled National City as well as the unincorporated communities of San Diego County to now serve nearly 1 million customers. Community Power is governed by a board of directors that includes one elected official from each member jurisdiction and is supported by a community advisory committee that includes 2 representatives from each community we serve. Community Power is different than traditional investor-owned utilities in that it does not own or operate the energy grid. The delivery and transmission portion of your energy bill is still handled by SDG&E. Instead, we provide the generation services portion of your energy bill by buying cleaner power at competitive prices on our customers' behalf and reinvesting our revenues into community projects, incentives, and programs. If you're wondering whether you're a Community Power customer or not, you likely already are contributing to a sustainable San Diego as a Community Power customer. Per state legislation, residents within our service territory, were automatically enrolled in our service. How is San Diego Community Power different must be one of the top questions we get. When customers were enrolled in Community Power, several things didn't change. You're still receiving one energy bill from SDG&E, in which Community Power is now included, and you should still contact SDG&E if you're experiencing any service reliability issues such as blackouts. Our customers still receive eligible discounts like CARE, FARA, or Medical Baseline. Their rate structures remain the same also. And ultimately, your day-to-day has not changed. We've worked hard to ensure the transition was as seamless as possible for our customers. So what did change? You are now receiving energy at more competitive rates of higher renewable content. Our net energy metering customers, who generally have solar panels on their roof, are paid more for excess electricity generation. You have access to our knowledgeable and responsive customer service team, and our revenues do not go to shareholders. Instead, they are reinvested into our communities with new programs addressing local needs. As a not-for-profit public agency, Community Power is committed to developing a suite of customer energy programs that respond to community needs with the focus on communities of concern. We created a Community Power plan to provide strategic direction for what our customer energy programs over the next 5 years would be. We started off with a community's needs assessment, which identified 3 priority areas: reducing energy bills, addressing climate change, and creating good, well-paying jobs in the green sector. The programs in our pipeline reflect those priorities, and the San Diego Community Power Network is informed by these findings. The San Diego Community Power Network aims to build regional partnerships and collaborations with our community-based organizations by defining and engaging in mutual standing partnerships that expand overall capacity for us to better serve our communities, building relationships with community leaders to inform and equip them with the tools to talk about community power's role in the region in a way that fosters transparency, open communication, and collaboration, co-creating an ecosystem of partners that further our reach, community recognition, and trust, and supporting the implementation of Community Power's customer service offerings. The overall intent is to build and leverage partnerships that maximize collective impact, especially within communities of concern, and build shared ownership over a more sustainable future for all. The Power Network is informed by the San Diego Community Power Plan, which recognizes community-based organizations as being critical to community power success. As a part of this effort, we would like to acknowledge all of the work that community-based organizations have done to support San Diego Community Power, some of which are listed here, and for which we are deeply grateful for. So to those who have advocated for our formation and supported our development as a Community Choice Aggregator, or CCA, to those who have contributed to the development of our Community Power Plan, to those who have joined us in advocating for key policy and program issues at all levels of government, such as the San Diego Regional Energy Network, and finally, to those who have received community power funding to implement community programs. Thank you. We could not have gotten to this point without you, and we are looking forward to continuing to formalize and expand upon our work. We're looking to achieve the goals of the Power Network through two distinct phases. The first phase is an information sharing phase with the launch of the Request for Qualifications, or RFQ, which is a formal process for gathering qualifications from organizations interested in engaging and or working with community power, and is now live on our website. Our goal with this process is to understand the needs, concerns, capacity, and level of influence of our community-based organizations to first identify competencies and expertise currently not held by community power. Second is to define and engage in mutual capacity building partnerships. And third, support community power programming implementation. And the second phase of this process will involve assessing these responses to create this information sharing infrastructure to foster collaboration, communication, and programming awareness among an ecosystem aligned with community power's mission. This will allow us to coordinate cross-organizational outreach and activities for maximum impact, recruit event attendees, organize advocacy around policymaking efforts, and jointly seeking out funding to advance equity and sustainability goals in the region. A functional example on how we will leverage the Power Network to deliver on our mission is through the California Energy Commission's Equitable Building Decarbonization Direct Install Program, which will establish a network of Southern California public agencies and community-based organizations to equitably electrify homes throughout the region. The San Diego subregion is expected to receive about $35 million, depending on the ongoing budget negotiations, and this will allocate approximately $1 million to community power as a pass-through to implement programs through the Power Network's streamlined and efficient process, which transfers state funding to community organizations to support and implement the work. As a partner to the County of Los Angeles, who is the regional program administrator, the Power Network positions community power to tap organizations to carry out activities such as marketing and promoting the program, informing its implementation and evaluation activities, customizing outreach materials so they are relevant to our communities and culturally competent, conducting in-language targeted outreach, assisting with enrollment and income verification, and importantly, serving as a point of contact to households. We would like to consider all types of partnerships under the Power Network, so we're opening up the solicitations to nonprofits, schools and higher education, corporate sponsors, member agencies, and special districts to be a part of the process. Benefits to organizations include being a part of a network of regional stakeholders to share ideas, projects, and advocacy for a sustainable future. Receiving financial support to work with Community Power in implementing its strategic goals. Expanding impact through marketing, co-branding, sponsorship, and grant opportunities with Community Power. Directly helping shape Community Power's reinvestment in communities by providing input on its Community Power plan. Leveraging a connection to a regional public agency when applying to funding opportunities. Keeping communities informed about regional efforts to achieve 100% clean energy by 2035 to share with and organize in your respective communities. Through this request for qualifications, Community Power is interested in learning more generally about the willingness, expertise, and capacity of organizations to carry out work on behalf of Community Power. With the intent of removing barriers to participation, the RFQ submission form is relatively simple. We know that community-based organizations are being approached by multiple agencies and program implementers, and understand that this work requires considerable time and resources from organizations that many do not possess or even have the capacity to deeply engage. With that in mind, the submission form allows organizations to indicate their level of capacity in working with Community Power on program implementation and/or promotion, and to determine if additional resources are needed, the needs of the areas they serve, focus areas of the organizations, the impact provided by the organization and community served, and finally, how the organization envisions engaging with Community Power. As we take a closer look at the content of our request for qualifications, we encourage you to follow along with the submission form by accessing the link on the screen or by scanning the QR code. A couple of notes in navigating the submissions platform. While the platform allows you to save responses and come back to edit at a later time, we recommend drafting your answers on an internal file that you can then transfer your content from once you are ready to submit. Please refer to the RFQ solicitation section for the list of all the questions. We estimate you will need about 30 to 90 minutes to complete all of the questions on the form. And please also note that the text boxes have a limit of 2,000 characters, so we encourage you to be concise in providing the appropriate context under the open-ended questions. The submission form is made of 4 sections total. The first section is general information, and it will ask for basic administrative information you will need to have handy in order to answer the first dozen questions. These include things like your organization's tax ID, which you can find by locating a letter to your organization from the IRS, from funding documents, or if you need to apply to get one, visit irs.gov/EIN and answer a few questions. Identify an individual as the representative of the organization for the submittal and include their title, address, phone number, and email. The status of your organization, so whether it's a 501c3, 501c4, or something else, or if your organization is not tax exempt, but you have a fiscal sponsor that is tax exempt. We'd like to know the number of staff, how many full-time, part-time, and volunteers, and whether your organization has a board of directors, and if so, how many members. Another question you will find under the first section is, what is your organization's focus area? You'll see several categories from arts and culture to housing and human rights. Our intent is to be as broad as possible with focus areas so organizations can capture the type of work they do accurately. But please be advised that while you are able to pick more than one option, we recommend choosing no more than 3. And if you do not see your organization's focus listed, you are able to select other and specify which category best describes your organization. A question from the second section, Impact and Community Served, is what is your organization's mission? When was your organization established? And how many people do you estimate it has served since? For this open-ended question, we have created an example to guide you through what a complete answer looks like. In our case, San Diego Community Power's mission is to provide affordable, clean energy and invest in the community to create an equitable and sustainable future for the San Diego region. Community Power is a not-for-profit public agency formed in 2019 to bring cleaner energy to the San Diego region and introduce competition in the energy market. We serve nearly 1 million customers across our 7 member agencies with a programming focus on communities of concern to achieve 100% renewable energy adoption by 2035. This response succinctly outlines the organization's mission, the demonstrated need of the community it serves, quantifies those it serves, and provides a narrative of how it strategically aligns with the overall long-term goals of the organization. And for some context, that's about 500 characters. An example question under our third section, partnerships and capacity, is what kind of partnership is your organization interested in with Community Power? Again, we want to hear from you how you see yourself advancing the mission and vision of a more sustainable, equitable, and clean energy future. While we have some examples here with specific ways in which that may look, the potential to collaborate is not limited to these options. We do ask that you describe your experience implementing the professional services you select in this question under a separate question, which also has a 2,000 character limit. Under this section, we're also wanting to know if you have enough current capacity, if it would be more of a collaboration with Community Power staff support, or if you would need to expand capacity because, as you may recall, one of the goals is to support expanding overall capacity. Finally, an example question under our fourth and final section, engagement, asks how many unique subscribers does your organization's email or newsletter list currently have? With this question, we're trying to understand your organizational reach, especially if you've indicated you like to do outreach, marketing, and promotion in partnership with Community Power. So here is a brief example to give an idea of how the form will look. There are drop downs to select answers, and some questions allow you to select more than one option. So be sure to click the arrow on the right of the drop down to select all the ones that are applicable. Some of the questions have selections that will generate other clarifying questions, like which areas of the cities have you engaged? For this question, as an example, there are several additional clarifying questions that will get added to this form depending on what kind of partnership you would like to have with Community Power. If you hover over the item in the list, it'll show you the entire text. And as you can see all of these all at once if you refer to the attachment number 1 of the RFQ. As we already mentioned, you get to share how you'd like to partner with us. And then, of course, we want to know if you have capacity or if you're hoping to grow capacity. And if applicable, what is your stats on newsletters or emails? When you hit submit, you'll get to a thank you screen, and the team will be in touch by December about next steps. The request for qualifications is now live. The initial priority submitting period will be open for approximately a month, and we may continue to accept responses on a rolling basis. We are targeting presenting to Community Power Board of Directors and letting folks know in December they've been accepted as a partner with work expected to begin early next year. Part of our outreach in October includes hosting 3 in-person workshops in various locations across the county with language interpretation services available by request to support a language accessibility. And additionally, we'll be conducting targeted outreach through email, social media, and attending various community gatherings and collaborative spaces to announce the RFQ throughout the next few weeks. So please let your partners know about this and reach out if you have a collaboration space you'd like us to make an announcement at. We encourage you to join us at one of the 3 in-person workshops happening this October. The Power Network Interest Form indicated here, we'll have a checkbox for you to indicate which workshop you would like to attend, if you have any dietary restrictions, which we will try to accommodate, and whether you need interpretation services, and if so, which language. And if you'd like to stay in the loop with updates regarding the Power Network, such as any RFQ addendums or responses to questions, as well as general updates on the program. Please note that registration for the Spring Valley Workshop is required and will close on October 25th at 3 p.m. We are looking forward to connecting with you soon and for our future collaborations. So please register to secure your spot to join us. The bit.ly and QR codes are on the screen and also on our website at sdcommunitypower.org/solicitations. If you have any questions, we request you submit them through our form so we can include answers under a frequently asked questions document that will be posted ahead of the close of the solicitation. You can access that form by typing in bit.ly/Power Network questions as the URL address, or by reaching out to us directly. Questions are due by Monday, October 28th, 2024 by 5 p.m. Pacific time. In this form, please specify which section of the RFQ you are referencing, and the questions may address issues or concerns that requirements would unfairly disadvantage the submitter, or due to unclear instructions may result in Community Power not receiving the best possible responses from the submitter. Questions will be responded to periodically and as they are received and posted. They will also be sent out to those who signed up for our Power Network interest form. While this concludes our presentation on the Power Network, we encourage you to stay in the loop and stay in touch with Community Power by signing up for our newsletter or following us on social media. And you can schedule one-on-one technical assistance with interpretation services for the material. And we will be hosting 3 in-person workshops to answer questions folks may have, and more importantly, to be able to connect and break bread together. So please register as soon as possible to secure your spot. San Diego Community Power looks forward to a successful launch and catalyzing deeper and meaningful relationships with new and re-engaged partners. Thank you once again for your interest in the San Diego Community Power Network, and please reach out to us if you have any questions at all.